Oh, howdy all, grab yourself a beer, it's time for some Path of Exile discussion. Today I wanted to do a bulk divination card turn-in. And I told a couple of people that I was going to turn in the Broken Promises divination card, and I thought, well, it would be a little bit wrong if I broke that promise, given, what the divination card's name is, and so I thought I'd turn in 10 sets of them on stream. This grants you a diamond ring. Now, the fact that it's diamond actually doesn't matter. So normally diamond rings have one of the stronger implicits on rings, but in this case, it doesn't matter at all what the actual ring is. And that's because this is going to be a synthesized ring. Synthesized rings have implicit mods that are pulled from a special pool. And some of the very high item level ones are extremely good. The ones you're really hoping to get are +1 to a maximum type of charge, inflict a curse on hit, or gain some sort of effect on hit. So those effects are, you gain Arcane Surge when you hit an enemy, as a couple of others. Another thing that's good is plus percentage to an attribute. So we're going to turn these in, see what we get. These cost me about 9 Exalted Orbs total for the set of them, and it's entirely possible that I'm going to get rubbish. And I've just actually learned something here. I've just learned that you can't turn in divination cards to Navani unless you're in your hideout. She is not able to take them in Act 6. Act 6 town is the best town in the game, in my opinion, so that's why I was there, but that wasn't working. So first up, we got this one, and this is pretty much a brick here. So we've got a little bit of cold resistance and cold damage. That cold damage is applied to spells and attacks. It's quite a chunk of it, 12 to 25. It's not terrible, but it's not good enough to merit the fact that this ring cannot gain any influence mods. 6% strength is really good, and the fact that it comes with damage is really good. Strength is probably the least commonly stacked attribute, but people do stack it, and the fact that it's got that damage on it, that's a really good hit. That is definitely going to pay for the approximately 1 exalt that I pay for each set of divination cards. Here we've got cold damage and lightning damage. Not a huge amount of synergy here, but there is a bit. How that's already blessed perfectly. This is not bad. The reason that this might get used is that this can be used in conjunction with both the auras Wrath and Hatred. However, most of the builds that use both of those prefer to use 2 copies of the unique ring, Call of the Brotherhood instead. I'm not sure if this is ideal for anyone. I don't see the use for it, but someone might see a use for it, so I'm not going to count it out as rubbish. Grant's level 10 anger, however, is rubbish, and 11% to fire resistance does not make up for it. This is the dumpster tier. This is an Exalted Orb down the drain on that set of divination cards. Here we have Energy Shield Recharge and fire resistance. The numbers on those mods are too low for that to be good. That's another Exalt down the drain. Cold damage and lightning damage again. This is higher tiers. Obviously, it seems like the first one was not the highest tier possible. So you can get a higher tier than I got earlier. That's still pretty solid. It's not great. It's probably not going to sell for the cost of the card. But ultimately, this is a divination card that is a lottery ticket. Increased damage and accuracy rating. Accuracy rating is an interesting one in that there's a couple of builds that stack accuracy rating. I'm not sure if they'd use this or whether they would prefer a +1 maximum frenzy charge. I think they mostly prefer +1 maximum frenzy charge. If I'm right on that, then this is rubbish. If I'm not right on it, then it has some potential to sell. Here we got reduced mana cost of skills is not high enough to matter. Shock duration, that's rubbish as well. That goes in the actual trash pile. We're not talking about things that might sell, we're talking about things that no one's going to want. Yeah, that goes there as well. We don't even need to talk about that. And this one here is also going in that pile. So here we've got 4 that are complete and utter rubbish. In terms of other ones, there's this one that is a bit of a hit. 6% increased strength is pretty good. This one I think has some real potential to sell to someone that is playing a strength stacker build. Strength stacking is off meta, but it's not rubbish. And so the fact that it's got 10% increased damage, or sorry, 11% increased damage because it's very easy to bless this, that is actually a pretty good ring. This should probably be in the rubbish pile. Then we have these ones that have double damage mods. I don't think these are great, but I think someone might have a use for them. Especially if someone is playing some sort of conversion build, they may be able to use one of them. I'm not sure what that build's going to be, but the stats on them are high enough that I'm not going to count them out as rubbish. Likewise here, damage and accuracy rating, not total rubbish. and cold damage and cold resistance. Again, not total rubbish, but not great. So really, we got one hit. That said, this Divination card, I believe, is undervalued at the moment. And the reason that it's undervalued is the fact that the number, I've looked at some of the sort of numbers of synthesized rings that are available for sale in the Trade League, and I think there's a higher percentage of getting something spectacular. And when I say spectacular, I mean a synthesized ring that will sell for anywhere from 50 to 1,000 exalted orbs in trade. The probability of hitting one of those is high enough to merit this Divination card probably selling for more than it does now. And I'm saying that having just traded in all of the 20 that I had. This is a lot like identifying a watcher's eye, in that the best 2 to 3% of results add a considerable amount to the expected value of the card. And I don't think that this card should be selling at 1 Exalted Orb a set like it is now. I think it should probably be closer to 1 Exalted Orb a card. That said, there was a little bit of fun turning them in. Sorry I wasn't able to turn in anything spectacular for you, but I will continue probably trying more of these later in the league. And if you know for certain where this card drops, Broken Promises, please let me know in the comments down below. I've heard reports that it drops from map Tolman, so in the Mausoleum map, but I've not heard enough of them that I'm willing to say that that is actually where it drops. The vast majority of people that have got them from stacked decks.